Good afternoon. Can you please introduce yourself to the jury?
My name is Amanda Stanley.
And how are you doing today?
Great, how about you?
Good, thank you. So where are you from?
From Carlsbad, New Mexico.
And is that where you live currently?
No, ma'am.
Where do you live now?
In Carbondale, Illinois.
And how long have you lived there?
Since
Incredible.
07?
Since you were 7?
7 years? No, since 07.
Since you were 7?
No, since 07.
Oh, 07. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. So are you familiar with the area pretty well?
Relatively.
Yeah. And what do you do here?
I'm a student.
A student at Southern Illinois, I'm assuming?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know why you're here today?
I believe because I witnessed an altercation at the ballpark.
Yes. So can I take your attention back to that day? It was June 7th, 2014?
Yes, ma'am.
And why were you at the ballpark?
I have a part-time job there. I work at the concession stand.
Okay. How long have you had that job?
Only this semester, so just a couple months.
Okay. And what do you do at the concession stand?
I sell food to the patrons.
Okay. So on that day, do you remember what the weather was like?
Yeah, it was overcast, kind of muggy. It
Was
decent.
who was there? Was there a game, a team? What sort of patrons?
It looked like an initial meeting with a coach and the new team. I wasn't really observant at that point. I didn't really care what they were doing over there.
So what brought your attention to them?
Well, I had stepped out for a smoke break, so I was behind the building, and I saw an altercation between one of the young boys and the coach.
And how did you know who was who and what was going on?
Well, I could tell that the one gentleman was obviously the coach. He seemed to be in control of the team. He was telling people what to do earlier in the day. So when I saw this situation, I assumed he was the coach. But he was conducting instructions, I guess. He was telling the boy how to handle the bat, how to stand at the tee. So
can you tell me more about these individuals? What were they wearing? What were their actions?
Yeah, the coach was wearing one of those weird suits that had the matching top and bottom, the tearaway pants. I think it was dark blue with like a red stripe. The boy was in regular baseball clothes. He had the baseball pants on. They were pulled up really high, and then he had I think it was a red shirt on.
So how far away were you from them? Could you hear their conversations?
I could hear most of it. I was maybe 15 feet away from them.
And what was the first conversation you witnessed?
Initially, I saw the mom walk up with the boy, and well, I guess now I'm sorry. I'll have to restate that. The mom was by herself when she first walked up to the coach, and she was talking to the coach about the boy joining the team. It wasn't until after that that the boy actually walked over.
Do you know what the boy was doing when he wasn't with the coach and the mother?
Initially, I did not. I just saw him wrestling around with the dirt over by the dugout, but I figured out later that he had picked up a piece of food off the floor he was going to eat.
And how did you realize that?
He had a taquito in his hand, and when his mom asked him where he had gotten it from, he said he had picked it up off the ground. He was going to eat it.
And then what did the mother do?
She instructed him not to eat it and tried to take it out of his hand, but she wasn't successful.
So he ended up eating the taquito?
Yes, ma'am.
And so what happened after that with the three of them?
Well, the boy was going to talk to the coach about how to play baseball or how to play t-ball, but the mom noticed he wasn't wearing his cup, and so the mom took off and left the coach and the boy standing there by the team.
And what did the relationship between the coach and the player seem to be at that point?
Awkward. You could tell they didn't really know each other. The boy wasn't really comfortable being left alone with the coach.
And what did the coach do? Did he do anything to make the boy seem more comfortable, or what interaction did they have next?
The coach tried to get the boy to grab the baseball bat and hit the ball off the tee, but the boy barely hit the ball, just enough to make it roll onto the ground. So the coach instructed him to try again, so he put the ball up on the tee, and he tried to show the boy how to stand at the tee, the proper posture and form, and the boy didn't appreciate that very much. He kept ducking away from the touch of the coach.
And so you're saying ducking away, was it consistent, the coach was consistently trying to show him and he kept ducking away?
Yeah.
And did he ever seem to become more comfortable standing at the bat?
No, not really.
And so how did the coach go about trying to change his technique?
He, instead of touching him, he tried to show him to set an example. So he assumed the position, and he told him to mirror that. Stand square up to the box and put the bat over your shoulder and put your elbow up. But the boy wasn't really listening. He didn't even try to mirror that.
So what happened next?
The coach told him that he needed to picture something that made him angry so that he could hit the ball really hard. And he started asking him, well, what makes you angry? What makes you angry? And the boy, you could tell he was getting agitated with the coach. He's like, you're in my ear, you're in my ear, get off me. And then finally he's like, the world makes me angry.
And the mother was still gone at this point?
Yes, ma'am.
And how did the coach react to the player saying that the world makes him angry?
He wanted him to use that anger. So he wanted him to aim at the ball and use that anger to hit the ball really hard so that he could actually succeed in hitting the ball.
And did the son succeed in hitting the ball?
No, ma'am, he didn't really even try. Instead of swinging at the ball, he turned around and used the bat on the coach.
So he had the bat in his hand and started hitting the coach?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you able to see or hear how hard the hits appeared?
I didn't hear the sound. I mean, all I could hear was his tearaway pants making that rustling noise. So I didn't really hear the bat hit him, but he looked like it wasn't pleasant. He was trying to get away, and the boy kept chasing him down to hit him with it more.
And so did the player stop at any point, or how long did this altercation take place?
The altercation didn't take very long, maybe 20, 30 seconds. The boy stopped, but I think he just stopped because he was distracted. He wanted to hit the ball now. He decided to turn around and hit the ball off the tee at this point.
And what did the coach do once the player stopped?
He mocked the boy for using the bat like a hockey stick and told him he was playing the wrong sport with it. And then he grabbed the bat from the boy's hand and told him that he could hit him with it or something like that.
How did the people surrounding respond? Did anyone else see or go up to the situation?
The mom came running over, but I didn't see any other witnesses.
And what did the mom do?
She was shocked at the way that the coach was interacting with the boy, so she shielded the boy from the coach and said that she wouldn't let him play on a team that acted like that, and then kind of snarled at him, at the coach.
And then what happened next?
The coach snarled back, and then the boy pushed his mom away to get away from the situation so that they could leave, and the boy snarled one last time as they walked off.
Okay, thank you. No further questions.